So in this video I'm going to show you how you can create a photorealistic scene inside Unreal Engine 5. So for this scene I've used Quixel assets and all of the lighting is totally dynamic. So this is a real-time render and this looks pretty good. So hopefully you will learn something in this video. Before I start this video, I would like to thank all of the monthly supporters. So it really helps a lot. Thank you for supporting the channel. If you want to download all my projects and if you want to support the channel, you can head over to my Patreon page. So if you're interested, I will leave a link down in the description. Okay, now let's start creating this. You need to open up Unreal Engine 5 and I've created a blank project. I've deleted everything except the flow, the sun lamp and the skylight. So we are going to be pretty much building the scene from scratch. So what we are going to do is, we are going to first change our light to a dynamic light. So select the skylight and change it to movable and turn on real-time capture. After that, select the sun lamp and change it to movable as well. And this is going to make sure that all of these lights will be dynamic. So we can move them and this can change inside the game. So after we have dynamic lighting, let's add some more elements to further give our lighting some more realism. So I am going to go to the create panel and under the visual effects, I am going to create a sky atmosphere. So the sky atmosphere basically emulates the realism of a sky atmosphere. In order to make sure that this sky atmosphere is being used by the directional light, you need to turn on this setting for the directional light. So this setting will make sure that the directional light will contribute in the environment lighting. And after you have done that, you can simply press Ctrl L. After that, you can move your mouse and you can essentially rotate the sun. So this is a very quick way of changing your lighting. So next we are going to add something called as a volumetric cloud object. So this is going to emulate the volumetric clouds. And finally we are going to add some exponential height fog. And this is a basic height fog. So this is based on the height of the object. So if you have this exponential height fog object lower on the z-axis, so if the position of this object is lower on the z-axis, you will have a lower fog. So the fall off of this fog depends on the height. So to add assets, I am going to press Ctrl space, right click in the content browser, and you can add Quixel Megascans assets. Inside Quixel Bridge, I have downloaded some assets. So if you want, you can use other assets, like you can use your own assets. And after you have imported all your Megascans assets, you will see a new folder called Megascans. And that folder is going to contain all of your assets. So first let's add the ground material. So select the ground plane and just change the material from the material slot. And just like that, we have a ground material. Now let's add some 3D elements. So let's add this tree's jump in the scene. And you can position this however you like. Unreal Engine will automatically change the brightness of your scene depending on where you're looking. So if you're facing the sun, you will have a lower brightness, and if you're facing the ground, Unreal Engine is going to increase the brightness and it is going to increase the exposure of your scene. So this is called eye adaptation. This is how it works in real life, but I want some constant lighting for my scene. So in this video, we are going to do this by adding a cinematic camera actor, and that has its own post-processing stack. But if you are making this for a game or something, you can always add a post-processing volume. So I'm going to show you both ways. So first let's add a post-process volume. And in the details panel, you can just search for infinite extents. Just turn that on. This is going to make sure that this post-processing is applied to the whole level. After that, let's search for exposure. And this is where we are going to fix that auto exposure thing. So just turn on minimum brightness and maximum brightness and just change these values to a constant number, something like 1. So just like that, we have fixed that exposure problem. So our exposure is constant. Now let's add a cinematic camera actor, and I'm going to snap this object to the view. So this is where we can see the cinematic camera actor. But we can also turn on the cinematic camera actor by changing it to cinematic viewport and selecting the cinematic camera actor. And now we are seeing what the camera actor is seeing. So make sure that that is active, and this will essentially allow you to position your camera. So this is very useful for cinematics and stuff. the cinematic camera actors also have their own post-processing. So this cinematic camera actors post-processing will override the scene post-processing effects. So essentially we have the same post-processing settings here. Search for lumen and turn on the lumen reflections and global illumination. And let's search for focus. So currently, as you can see, the focus is not properly set up. So you can change the focus method to tracking and then select the actor that you want to track. And here you have a lot of camera specific options. I'm going to change this lens to a 105mm prime lens. And this lens is going to have an f-stop of 0.2. So the f-stop will basically change the bokeh effect, the blurring. So if you are into photography or film, these settings are quite similar. So now let's go back to the default viewport. And you can see the cinematic camera here. So now let's add some grass around this object. And if you have imported your foliage from the Quixel Megascans library, this will be automatically set up. So you can select these foliage assets and then you can pretty much click in the scene to paint them and add them on your ground. So you can have multiple of these objects here and then you can select all of them by shift selecting them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn on one grass mesh at a time here and I'm going to change the tool to single. And the single tool will allow me to add a single instance of this grass, one at a time. So you can hand place these grass objects near the focus object. And then you can pretty much use the paint brush and you can scatter them procedurally. So after we have our grass done, let's add the focus. So this is going to be the actual focus object. So select the cinematic camera actor and change the focus tracking object. So now let's add a cinematic sequence right here. So in the cinematics, let's add a level sequence. So this is basically a cutscene for your level. You can save that. Once you have saved that, you will have a new sequencer panel right here. So what you can do is, to animate the camera, you can just drag your camera from the hierarchy to the cinematic panel. And we have all these options that we can add keyframes. So we can keyframe the aperture, the focal length, but we are going to keyframe the transform. So the transform has rotation, location and scale. So what we are going to do is, make sure that you are on frame 0. So you can just change the frame number from here and you can add a keyframe. So there we go, we have a keyframe. Then you can change the number to 180. So we are on frame 180. And when you are on frame 180, move your scroll wheel and you can zoom out. And you can reposition your camera if you want. So once you have changed the position of the camera, you can add another keyframe. And this is going to create a basic zooming animation. So you can pretty much use this in your games. So I hope you learned something in this video. And if you like this video, please leave a like down below. Subscribe to the channel for more stuff like this. And that's it. I'll see you in the next video.